Hi guys, welcome back to our latest mock test video. You're going to see a total of 5 minor faults with 4 serious faults in this one, and my face on the camera just giving a little bit of my take on the whole thing. Starting off on our sat nav. It's going to be active for the first 10-20 minutes or so. Now what you're about to see here is not a fault, it's more advice. We're going straight on. There's 2 lanes up here that go straight on. You can see that left in the middle lane. You should really take the left lane. This learner decides to take the right version of that, which actually works out okay. They manage to get past the cars. No drama, we get back in. Just wouldn't advise it. I've seen that happen many times where it didn't go to plan, or someone decides they're not too happy about what you're doing and they don't make it that easy for you to get back in. So my advice there, stick to the left lane if you've no real need for overtaking there. However, no faults. Next fault is coming up soon. The sat-nav's asked them to join the A92, which is the dual carriageway, just coming up here in a few seconds. The way they came on was fine. They got their speed up going down the slip road. Their observations were good as they were looking to see what traffic was coming along. But what you're meant to do is put an indicator on to say that you want to join about here, and that was missed, and that was why we've got a minor fault. Now have a bit look at the weather in this video. It's miserable. It's wet, it's dreich. And what you're meant to have in terms of a following distance in this kind of weather is not less than 4 seconds. And what you can see on the screen here is less than 4. This is round about 2 seconds of a gap. You can do that by looking at the vehicle in the front, passing a marker. Could be a lamppost or a tree or something like that, and just start counting. See how long it takes you to get to the same marker. And on this occasion, for quite a while along the road, it was less than 4 seconds. It was about 2. So on a wet day, that was marked as a serious fault, too close to the following car. Sat-nav still on here. It takes them along. It takes them all along down. One thing to watch out for is there's a little mini roundabout here. The sat-nav doesn't seem to mention this one. Dealt with that fine, and went ahead here. No faults at all. What a miserable day. So grey, so rainy. So they come up. The high street, and you're about to see another little fault here. Now look at the lights, they're just turning right. Our instruction is to turn right at those lights. You keep an eye on the lights, keep an eye on the stop line. It's a little bit unfortunate as the car just passes the line, just amber, and then they come to a pause, and I give them a little nudge to say you can't wait here. Those lights were going to change for other people, so not something that you want to hang about for there. So just a little bit of a minor fault to give them advice. It was marked as minor because they were pretty much moving off as I was saying that to them. Right, we're into the car park for the reversing exercise. Now this was reverse into a bay, any bay. So they've picked a nice place here, sitting parallel to the entry line, and they start to move the car out. Now I reckon they don't go out far enough here. I don't think they've developed enough of an angle. Maybe this is like 30 degrees, and ideally you're looking for about 30. maybe 45 degrees. So as they start to come back in, because they hadn't went out enough, the car's having a hard time coming into the bay that they want. It's not that easy to see in the rear view mirror, but they end up on their first attempt over the line with a little bit of an angle as well. So the good news is, they, without me saying anything to them, they changed the gear themselves and decided, right, I tell you what, I'm going to go forward and I'm going to straighten up. But look, they didn't go far enough forward to give themselves a chance, so when they reversed back, they didn't make it inside the bay. Serious fault for not getting inside. They should have went further forward, much further forward. The space was there was tons of space. So if the space is there in the car park and you need to fix it, go out as far as you need to. As for them moving off there, I just says to them, you can exit the car park any way you want. It was nice and empty, so they went out the way they did fine. People that know this area and know this road, and maybe even people that just watch these videos, you might happen to know that this is the 30 miles an hour zone, and it's going to be changing soon to the national speed limit of 60. So keep an eye on the speed of the car at the bottom. Remember, that's a little bit slower than it actually was. 31 is more like 33. And in the distance, look, there's the 60 miles an hour sign. I'm going to freeze frame here to show that the car was doing at least 35. It was about 37, but we were still in a 30. We hadn't quite passed through into the faster speed limit, so a serious fault was awarded there for building up speed too early. So the advice I always give when you're going to a higher speed limit, wait until you're level with the speed sign, check your mirrors, and if it's safe to do so, build up. If you're coming down to a reducing speed sign, check your mirrors, get your speed down before you get to the sign. Again, regular viewers here will know that we're coming back to Dunfermline. We're taking the road ahead, second exit. We should have taken the middle lane here. This left lane, as you can see on the road, only goes to the industrial estate. Look, they almost move over, but they noticed the blue car in the mirrors and they didn't. So they took the safe option and they took an exit here, but they didn't signal left. So they got a minor fault for exiting the roundabout without an indicator, which is, I would say, that's the way to go safely the wrong way, you know. Had it been that they tried to jump over into the other lane that they were meant to be in, that wouldn't have been so safe. So they picked up a minor fault. You could call that a planning fault, you could call it a minor for a missed mirror. The point is, there was no serious fault. Here we're following the signs to Dullock Park, or Dullock, as I've been told. I've been pronouncing it wrong. So they do this bit fine. However, there is a serious fault coming up, because I told them to go ahead at the next roundabout, second exit. Watch these lanes. Now you should be moving into this middle lane to go ahead, but they stayed on the left lane, which is left only. And instead of going left, they went straight on. There's the serious fault. And they came off of this roundabout without an exit signal. This next roundabout, they're turning right. There was a bit of a mist, or I think it was a late signal if I remember correctly. It's a snowball effect of one fault happened, therefore 3 or 4 or 5 faults in a row could happen. This was the one I think where the signal came on about here. It was a bit late, that's it. So guys, this was a bit of a tough one. It started off quite strong, following the sat-nav through to Cowdenbeath for the first 10-15 minutes. Wasn't a lot wrong other than the falling distance. The Bay Park, reverse into the Bay, gave them a bit of trouble. It's hard to cope and it's hard to recover when you've made a mistake and you know you've made a mistake and you think to yourself, well, I failed it. But if you have an attitude of, I failed it, you're not trying the same, you're going to rack up more faults, and it's going to give you a bit less confidence in the test result overall with your total amount of faults that you're given. It's easy for me to say, when you've got your licence, it's easy to say the show must go on, but absolutely do your best to continue and try hard right up until the point where that examiner tells you, or if it's a mock test, it's me that's telling you that that's the end. Keep trying, because you never ever know. Maybe some faults you think are serious might be marked as minor. That's it for this one, guys. Hope it's been helpful. We'll catch you next time.